So I'm dropping, turning, compressing, releasing. See his feet go out? If you can get that, throwing him just takes this. Okay? Give it a try. Okay. Can you break their balance here? Okay. So your arm is actually completely relaxed. You have energy streaming out, both your fingers and your palm. You'll see a lot of people who are trying to be relaxed, and you'll see their hands like this. Well, what do you think your key's doing? It's going shh. So watch what happens to him when I open that up. That filled the space a lot. It got more solid. You're taking the slack out of the system without putting tension into it. So I'm very relaxed, but when I'm extending here, okay, this is all very, then the drop happens not out here, but back here. I'm coming over the top of him. Okay, so now that you've been able to break their balance, what do you do with it? Well, this is the vertical. Whoosh, boom. Horizontal, if I turn my core a little bit, he'll go there. And usually I do this both at the same time, but I want to isolate these vectors. So there's the initial break. Then there's a redirection of this line. I want to change this line. Now, in beginner level Aikido, people change the line by getting off the line. They're the ones who get off the line. Okay? I think that's the only reason I would do that is if there were another attacker coming that I needed to put this guy in between the two of us, use him for defense. But it's not the way you should think about what you're doing. The way you should think about what you're doing is, this is my space. This is my space. I own the whole thing. He's coming here. He's connecting to me. He's coming into my house. And so when he gets here, it's like, boom. So I don't escape. I join. I join with it. And then, you know, he's trying to get maybe a jujitsu technique like this or kick me, you know, with either foot, whatever. So the other thing I need to do is neutralize that. So as I break him here, I'm also going to rotate. So now he's there. And then because I'm on top of him, there's some pressure building up here. And so what I'm going to do actually is drop on that and then release the pressure. And he will normally, because what he really wants to do is pop up and get back at me. Yeah, not really sit back there. What you'd really like to do is get here. And so when I release this, there's a, look at that nice kazushi. Okay? So instead of my moving this around and then going in here and trying to throw somebody when there's no kazushi, I'm actually connecting to him, moving me, and look at that. And so, how come he's arched like that? Because not only was this going here, no, don't give it to me. It's going here, but something was drawing him down here. So there's another neutral rotation. Okay? If something's invading his space someplace, which this wave is clearly coming over the top of him, you got to look at what's drawing him. And that's down here. See how I brought him forward as I did that? Now it's easy to throw him because he's totally off balance. Okay? An intermediate way to take your stuff up quite a bit without necessarily having to do the magic is just think that in the vertical, you're changing your spine. Okay? That you can change the angle of your spine. And if I would like to give this some down, I'm bending my knees, making it heavy, and then I'm actually just going to change this angle a little bit. Right? And so when he comes in, I'm just dropping there. Give that a try. Take a look real quick here. You're looking for something more than a 1-to-1 ratio. So you maybe can make them go down by just dropping here. The problem is that you will notice that Andrew and I are going down the same amount. If I want him down there, I have to go down there. And that's not really what you want. Okay? For martial arts purposes, I would really like him down there and me up here. And so the way to get more like a 10-to-1 ratio is, you know, I move one little bit and he moves a lot. Okay? And so you have to take this and remember that wherever we're touching is going to be a neutral pivot point. Okay? Which means there's no power here. So if this is going to be a pivot, something has to be coming over the top and something has to be drawing in here. And so the hand can go and the elbow can go and then the head can come over the top. And if the head's coming over the top, the hara is drawing him down low. And there is no power here, but it's a rotation. I'm invading over the top and drawing underneath. Or I can invade underneath and draw over the top. You can go either way. Right now we're worried about this drop. So keep your extension. Your knees are being drawn to the floor. Your spine is stretched. And then you take this and you tilt it. And the way to visualize that is you can take your other hand and imagine that it's way up there and you're going to squish him. And believe it or not, thinking of it that way changes what your body's doing. Okay? Doesn't have to release up. It can release down. Right? So the feeling here is more like, okay, and it's really a very small sword draw. You know, if you look at the action that somebody does to draw a sword, and of course the sword has a scabbard. But the action is you're coming here, and then the hips actually have to draw so that you can you actually draw the scabbard off the sword. You don't pull the sword out of the scabbard. And then you can cut. So you have this action of, and so it looks kind of like, okay? So when you go to do this technique, this drop here is me grabbing my sword, and then I draw the sword, and while that's happening, I'm dropping. Okay? So the same drop you did, okay? Then a little bit of a turn, and then if you want to move the foot in a little bit to make sure you're getting behind him, that's great. And drop into it. There should be no tension in your arm at all. Okay? Just no tension. Okay? So I'm moving, but the way to think about it is I'm using my body to generate waves, and I'm sending the wave through him. Okay? So it's not me pushing him to the floor or anything like that. Okay? When you get that 1-to-1 ratio kind of thing, oh yeah, I'm getting him, but I have to go down. That's because I'm not really using the wave. You know, that's like the little kid trying to learn how to dribble a basketball, and what he does is he pushes it to the floor. He doesn't know how to impart energy to it and let the energy carry it to the floor. So I'm just going to be doing, grabbing my sword, using my core, and then right here, bang, that takes him out there, and bang, that drops him. And instead of letting your mind get caught by the strength of his attack, he's very strong. So instead of letting your mind get caught here, think about this. On all the techniques where they're grabbing one side or the other, the way to think about it is the part that does the work is the other side, not the side where he's holding on. So you can also think of this as I drew him here, and then I cut him here. And that so bring your atemi hand in, the striking hand.
Oh.
Because, I mean, you know, this is the nice version. We're not doing striking, but the real version is this is a strike.
Oh.
And this is a strike, all simultaneous. Okay. So it's like, wha-boom! Now, by doing the low strike, it'll integrate your body so that I'm here, okay, what makes this go this way? It's not by itself. It's actually this coming in.
Oh.
If I bring that in, you'll notice I'm moving in a unified fashion. If I'm doing this, half my body's trying to do something, the other half is not participating.
Got it. Okay.
Now, don't contract. If you contract, you're hosed.
Okay.
Hosed. Okay, so instead of contracting, think about, well, technically this is my sword edge, and I'm going to cut him. But another way to think about it would be, I have some stuff on my fingers and I want to flick it off. So you use your core to flick it off.
Okay.
And that flicking action, if it comes from your core, will carry you.
Yeah, definitely,
okay?
Yeah.
It'll go right through you. Okay? So slowly, he's punching, I'm entering, I am not, repeat, not chopping this arm. If you end up doing this kind of thing with your partner and you're getting your biceps bruised and it's really annoying, it's not right. Okay? Now, if you're really big and strong and your partner really finds it annoying to have their biceps bruised repeatedly and they start falling down for you, do not treat it like, oh, that's a success. If that's why they're falling down, it's wrong. This is no different than what we just did. I'm here and I'm in the space, not going for the arm, I'm in the space. This opens up a little bit, which lets this punch really come through. This is really accepting the energy of the punch. And then as it goes out to its limit, it goes back in. How much impact did you feel on your arm? Now, when it's fast, like any of these things, the timing changes. And when you get to a higher level, certainly don't worry about this when you're not a black belt, but at the higher levels, more and more of that motion will have happened before we touch. So by the time we touch, I'm actually back going that way. I'm no longer going, let's go this way, let's go that way. It was, I already went that way and I'm coming back that way. But I didn't change what I was doing with my body, and it still shouldn't be any impact. Unless I hit him. Okay, and that's what this really is. We practice this as a throw. If you had a really good karate guy, he probably wouldn't take this as a fall. What it would do was put him on his edge here, and he'd be busy resisting you while this hit him. Okay, so that's what this really is, but we practice it in a way. Notice the atemi was there. I mean, I had my hand in his face, but I didn't have to hit him. But we all know whose space it was. So it's the same action you're doing. And for those of you who are new, you can do it in pieces. Off the line, let it go past, Turn a little more to encourage it to go out to its limit, and then come back. And make sure this is cutting to the floor, and this side of me is entering with the strike. So I'm not trying to put power in the cutting hand at all. It's nothing here, and all the power's here. Okay? Give it a try. Remember, to get the hand. You can do it without getting the end. So I can break your balance here with my body, but there's not a very good wave. But if I take this, like I was saying, like let that liquid flick off your fingers. If I lead you out, and then this wave goes to the floor, boom, it'll carry you. Boom. It's like, boom. Okay? Look him in the eye, and then look through him. Like he's almost immaterial. I can look through him. And then take this and shoot it out through him back there. Okay? But use your eyes as part of the projection. Okay? Because this, half your energy is going
Up there.
and it's not going out to him. Okay, so now he's punching here. Here. Okay, I'm still going to draw him here. I'm going to rest on him just a little bit as I turn, and then I'm going to release the pressure. Now, since this isn't done on a grab, you need to take the ukemi because their arm's going through your head. So if you think of this as a throw rather than a strike, it'll be really annoying. It's really this. Boom. Okay, so, but I'm going to do it without that impact so that he can take the fall. You see how he moved with it? So I didn't really smash him. This will make your practice a lot more enjoyable. Okay? So this is now that same kokyunage done from strike. Right? Yeah, you're going there. Now, I'm going there. That's my core rotating. This is not me going, oh, I got to get off the line. I'm actually just going, no, it's really my line, thank you. That's done here. Then I open up a little more, and that takes him there. Then I enter in and open up again. Okay? It's not about the escape. It's about who owns the line. So right now he's coming in on this line of attack, and he's throwing a linear attack that comes right up there. This is not me going, oh, now I have to get off the line. This is me going, it's my line. So I'm not dealing with the arm. I'm actually reaching inside and rotating. If I rotate a little more, it'll bring him forward. So I'll bring him into it and open it up. And I didn't go off the line. Okay, give it a try. To get the proper feel for this, have your partner stand here like they punch. This is coming here. It should be strong, integrated. And just go. I'm shooting that energy at him. Not even dealing with the arm. Not even thinking about the arm. Okay? Right? But this right here, no matter how strong he is, I'm not dealing with it. I'm going here to his center, and I'm coming all the way around it with rotation. And then I'm releasing it back up the line. So start it with statics. Hold. And get that feel. How relaxed this arm is. Okay? And then try it stiff and see how as soon as you stiffen up, it doesn't work. Okay? So your brain completely believes that relaxing is actually the thing it should be doing. There's the touch. Okay? But Yamaguchi Sensei, who is one of the legendary senseis, and he said no technique should take more effort than the natural weight of your arm resting on your partner. So here's my arm resting on him. Take your arm away. Okay? The direction comes from here. Sending that out to him. And then I give it direction. Okay? Try it a little more and try thinking through. Like the arm isn't even there. Now, still too much because you actually got your, look where my arm's going. Just getting involved with trying to make him go that way. But see, I'm just going here. This is my space. And then I turn a little bit. And then I open up a little bit. It was always going that way. It was my draw here that made it go. And one of the visualizations I use for this, you know how Spider-Man shoots his web out this?
Hi.
Well, this spot actually in Chinese martial arts is called the Daling, and it's one of the main energy streaming points. So if you're here with making that punch and I want to get inside that, I'm shooting my web at you. If you just say, I'm going to take that web and shoot it in their face, wha-boom. Well, that's all it took. Then if I rotate, you're going that way, and then you're going that way, and it's like, okay. But there's just all these little ways you can trick your brain into approximating what's really going on. You do it with me. You can fake it with her. Now, see what's happening?
I'm trying to go over the top.
Yes. And so you're coming in, but you're rising back here, which means you're not coming down on top of me. You're going around me. And it's perfectly good as far as not conflicting with me. If you wanted to just hit me, that's a perfectly good way of doing it. But if you want to do the technique we're doing, keep the elbow down. Yeah, no, just like that. Now, when you rotate, feel like it's the elbow leading. It's the elbow. Let's do Kokudosa. So my partner comes here, and what I want to do on this one is present to him. So I'm already streaming that energy out my palm. He should feel like the moment he touches me, he's being set back just a little bit. Then I actually relax here and let him fall into my space a little. So I'm actually out and then receiving. Out and then receiving. And there's a lot of different ways you can talk about how this happens. Easiest one is just ever so slightly relax your elbow. See him falling forward? Then do not lift your hands because you can't lift your hands here. But what you can do is let your fingers rise and your elbow fall. And if your elbows go out underneath him, he rises. So, technically, it's a neutral pivot. He's touching me here, and all I'm going to do is change this angle. Okay, so right now he's on top of me. If I change the angle this way, all that energy he's trying to put out to me hits the floor and bounces back to him, and he's rising just because I changed that angle. So out to him, relax, give it direction, and dump him. Okay? And don't fall over for each other. Be strong. You need to have that later on. You can be pretty.